Hello, let's talk about camouflage. So why use camo? Well, your outline is a dead giveaway to wildlife. They see you as a human being. You can mitigate that by getting low, using cover, which I'll explain more about later on. So if you're out in countryside that doesn't have much cover, and then disrupting your outline by using disruptive pattern material and ponchos, ghillie suits, face masks and gloves will help a great deal. So why not watch what I get up to in the woods, and I will tell you all about what camouflage I use. When you're out in the countryside, animals and birds can really see you as a human, and that's why a lot of wildlife photographers and hunters, unfortunately, not completely abide hunting, wear camo gear and drab clothing. As you can see, I'm wearing a tree pattern jacket and some camo trousers and a green hat. I've got no gloves on, no face mask, and you can see me quite clearly. So let's go through the different stages of camouflage. I would say this is probably the first stage of camouflage. Disruptive pattern clothing. So here's the next level of camouflage. I put some gloves on and a face snood, and it disrupts my face from being seen. My white hands aren't being seen. Just gives you an extra layer of camouflage. You can pick up these gloves off the internet for quite cheap, for about 10 to 12 pounds, and the snood came from Decathlon. So let's go to the next level of camouflage. So let's step it up a notch. Here we go, we've got a camo poncho with 3D leaf. I am standing by a tree, so it's probably not the best illustrator of how good it is. But what I'll do another shot in amongst the ferns, and you can see how much more effective it is. Completely breaks up your outline, and yeah, it's pretty good. And it's very, very reasonable value. I think this camo poncho cost me about 20 odd pounds. So you can get pretty cammed up for quite cheap money. As you can see here, it's probably better. Obviously the camera stands out, but the animals are looking for human form, human shape. So by getting low to the ground, you can see that I don't look like a human anymore. In fact, I just look like a bush. Obviously my eyes are showing, and that is sometimes a telltale giveaway, especially for raptors and owls. So let's go to another level of camouflage and see how it goes. So now I've gone to what I would use as full level camo. So using a ghillie suit and a face mask. So hopefully the animal can't see me as a human at all. As you can see, I'm pretty well blended in with the background here. Obviously I might use a camo cover for the camera, but today I'm not. I'd probably only use it on a tripod just to break up the outline of the tripod. But here's me lying down, and hopefully you can just see me as a bit of scrub. It's only until I move that you can see me. There is one problem with ghillie suits though. They get incredibly hot. It's only 12 degrees out and I am starting to sweat already. It's a very warm suit, so if you want to keep warm in winter, wear a ghillie suit. So let's see how effective the cheaper option versus the ghillie suit. The camo poncho with face mask and gloves. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. So this total get up is probably about 35 to 40 pounds. So not too bad to get a bit of camo going on. It's not too expensive to get pretty disruptive camo gear. The jacket I'm wearing comes from Decathlon, and I think it was only about 40 pounds, so pretty good. So here's an example of camo with a tripod. I've got a ghillie lens cover. I've put a scrim net around the tripod legs, and I've got full ghillie suit on, face mask and gloves. And you can see until I move, it should be pretty invisible. So here's a good example of achieving camouflage using not much money at all, especially using a tripod. This is just a bit of scrim netting I got off the internet. Probably only cost about £15. Draped over the camera and tripod, and then over myself as well. And you can see it's quite effective at disrupting my outline. obviously standing out a bit because the sun's just about shining me, and I've got a clear background behind me. But I'm going to move to a different position and I'll show you how effective it is. So you can see here now how effective this scrim net is. It's completely covered me in the camera and the tripod. Hopefully you can see how it sort of blends in with the background. And it's very cheap and effective. So here's the ghillie suit in action. It should disrupt the outline even more. Basically make me look like a pile of old grass and weeds and stuff. I don't know how effective you think this is versus the scrim net. Let me know in the comments below. So you can see here, all I've got is my camo jacket, drab trousers and beanie hat on. Got no gloves, face is completely exposed. If you see, if I turn around, the hands and face do show up really well, and that's not what you want, because as soon as you take your head away from the camera, exposing your face and your hands, animals know faces. We've been around for tens of thousands of years. Animals have been around a lot longer than us. They see us as a threat because we hunt them and we persecute them, unfortunately. So I think by disrupting your face, it definitely does make a huge difference. Here's an example of a peregrine falcon that we got by sitting on a ledge. We noticed that basically the falcon would come in onto the perch, take one look at us and fly away. So I was like, went home and went, oh, why is that? Wonder why that is. And then realised it's the face and the hands. So onto a well-known internet site, face mask, camo gloves. Went in the few days afterwards, sat on the ledge, and falcon came down, landed, looked at us, wondered what the hell we were, didn't recognise us as human, so the falcon stayed there for quite a long time and then flew off. I'll put some video footage up. Now, I don't know why I'm pointing, I'll put some video footage up so you can see how long he stayed up there for. It was epic. And that just really explained to me how disrupting you as a human is to really good wildlife photography. So you've spotted your wildlife that you want to creep up on, be it an owl in a tree or deer, hares, foxes in the woods. This is what not to do. Oh wow, a deer. Oh wow, gotta get close to that. Right, let's go. Oh god, go. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's run away. Oh, why is that? So that's not what to do. Definitely don't do that. Movement is really key in wildlife. They can spot movement a mile away. That's their defense mechanism. You've probably noticed it yourself when walking around looking for wildlife. But you can minimize your movement by going slow, walking quietly and going low. So here's an example. Try doing this. Walking heel to toe, rolling across the outside of your foot. And that way, if you come across a branch, you can take your foot off it. Because any little branch snap will give away your presence. You want to minimize your profile. So ideally, you could belly crawl. Like this. But it's pretty uncomfortable if you're an old bugger like me. But that really works, especially for hares. Hares won't recognise you as a human being if you're low down. So definitely worth getting low and slow. If you remember that, you'd be a winner. So I'm walking, heel, roll around the outside of your foot, 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 and then you can feel any big branches that come across and take your foot off. I'll give you an example. Oh, there's a branch there, take your foot off, and this is how loud the twig snap is. And that will spook deer. Yeah, practice that foot walking. I'll put a link down below to an article about how to walk quietly. It really does help. You'd be amazed how much quieter you can walk in the woods by practicing this technique. I know it's a lot of fuss, but if you spot that once in a lifetime wildlife that you've been after, and you snap on a twig, and you step on a twig and snap it, and it runs away, you'll be kicking yourself. So definitely worth practicing quiet walking. You've seen your wildlife in the distance and you want to get a little bit closer. Walk gently, low and slow. And then move slowly down to take the picture. So you can see the wildlife in the distance. You can use what's called available cover, and as you can see we've got trees all around us and a few divots as well. So walking along, and right, there's wildlife. I'll get down, get behind this, and that minimises your profile, and you can wait for it to come closer. Don't ever chase the wildlife. And then if I want to get a bit closer, sorry it's a bit noisy because of the brambles. Using this tree as cover. So when you're out walking in your area, look for available cover. Trees. Tree stumps. As you can see, I get down low behind the tree stump. I'm not entirely out of view, but I don't look like a human being. And then when you move, place the available cover between you and the animal. Because if it can't see you, if you can't see it, oops, if you can't see it, it can't see you. So when out walking, trying to avoid walking along ridge lines. As you can see, I'm starting to silhouette against the sky here and stand out a mile away. Always better to try and get below the ridge line so that the wildlife can't see you. So if you get lower, as I'm going to show you now, I shouldn't stand out as much. So there you go. I hope these camouflage tips have helped you. I do find definitely using camouflage, whatever form, face mask, gloves, up to ghillie suit, definitely helps in tracking wildlife and also keeping your outline disrupted. And that's what it's all about. You don't want the wildlife to see that you're a human because they're scared of us. But when you're next out in the countryside, have a look out for any features that can help you. You can hide behind. So getting the basic form of camouflage, i.e. gloves, face mask, is actually quite cheap. And even the poncho is quite cheap as well. So definitely worthwhile investing if the wildlife subject you're after is a sensitive one. I've got some really good photos in the past using these techniques. I got this hare, and I got this deer, and also this barn owl as well. He came very close. if you do see your subject that you're after, definitely worth sitting down, getting behind cover and waiting for it to come to you. You never know, you might be pleasantly surprised. I have been in the past and had some amazing experiences. So if these tips have helped you, please do like and subscribe, and I'll be coming up with more tips and vlogs in the future. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.